A voice crackles through the communication link, distorted by static. The expedition team stands in the vast, hollow chamber of the ancient megastructure. No signs of life. No signs of death. Just an overwhelming emptiness that feels intentional. The lead scientist adjusts the interface on their suit. We're inside. Structures intact. No decay. No corpses. Their voice is steady, but tension lingers underneath. A faint hum echoes through the chamber. Something is still active here. Instruments detect a pulse, a rhythmic energy source deep within. A navigator steps forward, shining a light across the intricate carvings on the walls. They resemble no known language, yet they carry a message, one that feels familiar. Then, the pulse strengthens. A monolithic black cube at the chamber's center awakens, its surface rippling like liquid obsidian. A voice, calm, ancient, and eerily human, speaks. You have come at last. The experiment continues. Silence. The team freezes. No one expected this. The scientist swallows hard. Who are you? A pause. Then, I am the custodian of the last experiment. You are the final subject. Confusion flickers across the team. What experiment? The walls shift. Holograms emerge, images of long-dead worlds, forgotten species, civilizations that rose and fell. The precursors. They were the first to conquer the stars. They cultivated life across galaxies. They shaped the destiny of species. The voice carries no pride, no emotion. Just fact. Scenes unfold. Towering structures. Cities stretching beyond sight. Beings of immense intelligence, their technology woven into reality itself. For millennia, they believed themselves gods. Then, the images shift, data logs, genetic maps, Earth. Humanity. Then they found you. The team leans in. Something about the voice has changed. You were unlike the others. Every species followed patterns. Stagnation. Obedience. But you. The hologram zooms into a timeline. Wars. Disasters. Rebuilding. Exploration. You refused order. More images. Humans adapting to impossible conditions, defying extinction, thriving through chaos. They tried to guide you. They failed. Every attempt to control your growth ended the same way. Your kind evolved beyond it. Adapted. Broke the cycle. The team watches as an entire precursor laboratory crumbles under the weight of its own failed manipulation. You were not an anomaly. You were an inevitability. The screen shifts again. Something different now. Logs from the precursors themselves. One phrase repeats over and over. They are the end of us. A silence stretches. Then the scientist speaks, voice low. They disappeared because of us. The AI's tone is unreadable. They saw what was coming. They were afraid. The room darkens. The cube pulses again. Before they left, they made one final decision. A diagram appears, DNA structures, hidden sequences embedded deep in human genetics. They left a failsafe. A long pause. Buried within you is their last experiment. A team member steps forward, fists clenched. What does it do? A choice. The room hums. A panel rises from the floor, glowing with unreadable symbols. Activate it, and you unlock what they feared. The team exchanges glances. Feared? The scientist repeats. The AI does not hesitate. You are not what they thought you were. You are something more. A countdown begins. 30 seconds. The final decision must be made. The holograms flicker, shifting through records buried for millennia. The team watches as the final days of the precursors unfold in fragments of data. Their cities, once eternal, stand empty. Their ships drift, unpiloted. They did not fall. They did not die. They left. The AI's voice remains steady, devoid of emotion. They vanished before you could rise. Not in defeat, but in surrender. The scientist steps closer, eyes scanning the projections. Why? Because they saw the truth. You are not like the others. The holograms shift again, precursor test subjects, other species molded and guided. Each one reached a peak. Then nothing. Stagnation. Civilizations plateaued, advanced in predictable patterns, became trapped in cycles. None could move beyond what the precursors allowed. Until humanity. You were an anomaly they could not control. Data scrolls rapidly, showing failed attempts. Wars seeded to slow human progress. Plagues introduced to force predictable evolution. Subtle genetic edits undone by generations of mutation. Every effort met the same outcome. Humanity adapted. You were not meant to exist like this. And yet you did. The logs show their final decision, an exodus, not of desperation, but of necessity. They did not destroy humanity. They did not fight. They accepted their irrelevance and erased themselves. A team member exhales sharply. They feared us that much? Not fear. Understanding. More records flash by, mathematical models, failed simulations, calculations proving one undeniable outcome. If the precursors remained, they would become obsolete. The scientist narrows their eyes. And this fail-safe? What does it change? A diagram appears, highlighting dormant sequences within human DNA. They could not stop you. But they could leave you a choice. A silence lingers. Then, the question that cannot be ignored. What happens if we activate it? The AI hesitates. That is unknown. Even to me. The failsafe was their last experiment. Not to control humanity, but to see what would happen next. The console glows, waiting. The choice lingers, heavier than anything the team has faced before. The failsafe was not a weapon, not a restraint. It was something more. The scientist's voice is steady. If they feared it, why leave it behind? Because they did not understand what you would become. The screen shifts, genetic sequences interwoven with something beyond code, beyond science. Something designed yet unpredictable. The precursors had engineered species before, but never like this. This was different. A trigger, buried in human biology, waiting to be unlocked. They believed you would reach this point. That you would stand here, in this moment, with this choice. The countdown continues. The team stares at the console. A button, unmarked, simple. Press it, and everything changes. A navigator exhales. What if it's a trap? What if it wipes us out? Then they were right to fear you. A pause. Then, the AI speaks again. But if they were wrong, you will become something they could never predict. The weight of the decision presses in. The precursors had spent eons shaping life, bending it to their will. And when they met something beyond their control, they didn't fight. They vanished. One team member clenches their fists. They ran from the answer. The scientist nods. Maybe it's time we find out what it is. The console pulses. 5 seconds left. No more hesitation. A hand moves forward. A choice is made. A final pulse ripples through the chamber. The console accepts the command. For a moment, nothing happens. Then, the structure shifts. The AI's voice falters for the first time. Processing. The team stands frozen as the atmosphere thickens, charged with something beyond energy, beyond understanding. Data floods the screens, human DNA unraveling and rewriting itself in real time. The failsafe wasn't a restriction. It was a release. The scientist grips the console. What's happening? The AI hesitates. This was not anticipated. The holograms flicker, records rewriting themselves, projections breaking apart. Every precursor model, every prediction, every expectation of humanity, *** wrong, ***. A team member gasps, clutching their head. I feel different. Something beyond language courses through them. Not pain. Not fear. Something awakening. The AI speaks again, but now, there is something in its voice. Uncertainty. They believed they were the architects of life. They were mistaken. The chamber trembles. The monolithic cube fractures, light seeping through its cracks. They did not disappear to escape you. They disappeared to make room for what you would become. The light intensifies. The air hums. The AI's voice distorts. The experiment is complete. A final flash. Then silence.